Today's lesson still comes from 8.1, which is circumference of circles, except now we are on example 3, and we are working with semicircles, which is just half a circle. So finding, and instead of using the word circumference, we're actually going to use perimeter, finding the perimeter of semicircles. So the word circumference is really only when you have a whole circle, and we use the word perimeter when we are finding the distance around the outside of a semicircle, which is half a circle. So here's example A. Please try to draw half a circle for me. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to tell you that from here to here, our length is 2 feet. And by now you should know that that's the diameter, because it's all the way across the circle. And so we have to find the total perimeter, which would be all the way around like this in blue. So we are going to start by using the formula for the circumference of a circle. And since we are given the diameter this time, I want to use circumference equals pi d. Now, this would be for a whole circle. And so since we have half a circle, we are going to divide by 2 at the end. That's very important. Make a note on your paper. So when we plug in our numbers, we're still going to plug in 3.14 for pi. Our diameter is 2, and then we will divide by 2. Now, if you're going to multiply by 2 and divide by 2, it just kind of cancels itself out. So the circumference, or really the perimeter of half of the circle, for now is 3.1. Now, you have to be careful because really that's just, I'll use green. That 3.1 is just this part right here. And so that's not all the way around our perimeter quite yet. You still have to add this 2 feet for the diameter. So I'm going to put plus 2, and I would make a note for yourself, which gives us our total perimeter. So total perimeter is 5.14 feet. So let me write the steps out here to the side for you. I think that's going to help you with this online learning as well if I start writing the steps. So step 1, use circumference formula. Step 2 is to divide by 2, because this is a semicircle, it's half a circle. And then your last step is to add the diameter at the very end so that you include that side length too. Now you have the perimeter all the way around your semicircle. I'll do another one with you. Pause the video now if you're not done copying these notes, because I have to clear my screen. And this will be example B. And this time, make your circle look like this. So it looks a little bit different. Your semicircle, excuse me. Let's say that we have a length from here to here, which is 15 inches. Now this time I gave you the radius. So that would mean that your other distance from here to here on your semicircle is also 15 inches. I'm not going to write it in quite yet, but understand that the radius is half of the diameter, which we talked about in previous lessons. So if you start by finding the circumference of your circle, if it were a whole circle, you would probably want to use 2 pi r this time, because the radius is what's given. But remember, since this is a semicircle, we're going to end up dividing by 2 at the end anyway, because semicircle. And so, again, what's kind of cool is when you multiply by 2 and you divide by 2, they end up canceling out anyway. So really, we can just use pi r to find our answer. So we've got 3.14 times 15, and I did it differently in my other notebook, so I need a calculator. Here we go. Times 15. This gives us 47.1. Now that distance, that length, I'll use blue, and of course this is inches, is just this right now, just the curved part of our semicircle. So we also need to include the rest of it, and I'll use green again, going this way. So if we know that the radius is 15, then all the way across would have to be 30. So our last step could be 47.1 plus 30. And we have 77. Oh, my pen's not working. There we go. 0.1 inches. That would be this entire green space here now. Your perimeter of your semicircle all the way around on the outside of your semicircle. So, recap real quick. Again, step 1, you want to find the distance of the curved part of your semicircle. So you'll end up using either 2 pi r divided by 2 or pi d divided by 2. And then the last step at the end is to add the diameter. Or, oops, it'd be good if I spelled that right, huh? Hey, look, distance learning is the same thing as in the classroom. I still can't spell. So you can either add the diameter at the end, or you could add the radius twice. Like in this particular problem, I could have added 15 plus 15, but I chose to add 30 at the end instead. If I were you, when you go to start your assignment and if you get confused, you could look back at this video again, or you could just plug in a random answer, because I've made it for now, and you have an unlimited time to answer your questions, or an unlimited number of answers that you can put in. You can check it an unlimited number of times. So that being said, if you're totally confused when you get to the first problem in your big ideas assignment, you could actually type in a random answer and click check, and then it'll pop up with, can I give you a hint? Can I give you a link to a video that might help? And so if you end up getting stuck before you try to reach out and send me an email, try to watch this video again or one of the videos through Big Ideas, and maybe that'll help you first. Good luck.